Welcome to Chamber Exchange, a TV show. My name is Tim Murray, President and CEO of the Worcester Regional Chamber of Commerce. And Chamber Exchange, a TV show, is an opportunity for us to have conversations with our guests about companies and jobs and economic development and interesting things happening here in Central Massachusetts. I'm thrilled to have with us, as we kick off this segment, Abby Marschke, who is the Executive Director of Market for Saint-Gobain Abrasives, Norton, Saint-Gobain, and the USA Luge Team Relationship.
That's right.
That's a great title.
It is a good title.
And some different things there too.
Yeah.
So Norton, Saint-Gobain, Saint-Gobain has a relationship that has grown over the years with luge, the sport luge. Maybe you could talk about that.
Absolutely. So about 40 years ago, the team reached out. We've got a manufacturing facility in Waterville, New York, and they reached out and said, "Hey, do you have any sandpaper?" And we said, "Sure, that's our bread and butter. That's what we do."
Abrasives,
and so
right?
Abrasives, we're an abrasive manufacturer.
Bread and butter,
Yep. And so they started a loose sponsorship relationship where they would come down and they said, "How are you using these? What are you doing?" So they'd have the fiberglass bodies of the sleds, they've got the runners, and we started getting involved in sanding. So it's been 40 years of sponsoring them just from a product perspective. And then that's just grown until 2009 when we became their primary sponsor. And we just signed on for another 4 years. So we're their primary sponsor. And it's grown from a technical relationship to an employee engagement relationship and just as a financial relationship too. It's a sport that people are doing it for the love of the thrill of the sport, the adrenaline, and it's really something that folks get into because they are just in love with that sport, but it's not really lucrative for them. So they really rely on their corporate sponsors to engage, and we really like the combination of the employee engagement and the technical help that we're able to provide.
And for the employee engagement, just for those within the range of the TV show, I mean, Norton, Saint-Gobain employ, in the Central Mass region, well over 1,000 people. Yes. And having kind of that relationship, excitement to see the name and the brand and the participation and kind of venues and the Olympics as well, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So we've had employees that have gone to, when the Olympics were in Vancouver, we sent a contingent of winners of a contest out to Vancouver. We bring somewhere between 30 and 80 employees up to Lake Placid each year to see the USA Luge World Cup, and then we have the athletes come and visit. They'll visit the schools when they're in the area, the Boys and Girls Club, and then also engage with our plant workers and all of our manufacturing workers. And so come through, and so we've had Aaron Hamlin, who's an Olympic medalist, along with Chris Master, who's another Olympian.
And there's a direct relevance to the relationship in the sense of what, again, for our viewers, what Saint-Gobain kind of does, especially in the abrasives and here in Worcester and some of the other facilities, is sandpaper, grinding wheels.
Exactly. This is all about material removal, surface generation, and optimizing for performance. So whether you've got the same needs, whether you're doing something in the automotive or medical fields that you're doing for a luge sled, you want it to be aerodynamic. It's a sport that's going 90 miles an hour, so you want to make sure that you're reducing friction, but you're also in control of being able to steer that sled. I mean, it's the tiniest movement of a shoulder or a head that's going to determine where you're flying down this run at 90 miles an hour. So whatever we can do to help optimize those runners, both in shape and in profile and in material composition, and any data collection that we can help the team do, we absolutely support that along with products. Mm-hmm,
mm-hmm. And we were talking before the show began in terms of how people get into this sport, because it's not like in your backyard you can kind of do a luge thing, but there's something coming up locally, the Norton Luge Challenge at Wachusett Mountain.
That's a really fun day. So it's a 2-day event. And what they set up a small run at the bottom of the hill, and anybody who's there, you don't have to buy a ski pass to go, but anybody who's there can try out the run. My kids did it, and they found it both thrilling, slightly exhilarating, and asked to not go again. But it's really fun. And then Summer Britcher, who's a current Olympian, she was discovered at one of those slider searches. And so she's participated in her first Olympics. She had a great showing just recently out in the Salt Lake City World Cup. And so it's a really fun day.
Right. And just to distinguish for viewers as they try to visualize it. It's different than the bobsled where you have multiple or one people kind of pushing and running into the thing. The luge is you're literally lying down, correct?
Yep, you're lying on your back, and you get a pull. And so there's both a singles and a doubles event. The doubles, you've got two people on the sled, one kind of perched on top of the other. You're pulling, and then you've got a really short amount of time to lay down and try to drive that perfect line. And as you're sliding down the track, you're really controlling your movement just by the twitch of an ankle or the movement of a shoulder. And it's such an exciting sport.
Turns.
There's a lot of turns. There's usually about 14, 15 turns on those tracks. And top speeds hit about 90 miles an hour with just you on a sled.
And so the Norton Luge Challenge at Wachusett Mountain coming up January 21st and 22nd. And free, open to the public. People's ages 9 plus can participate.
Yeah.
And registration is at 10.
Yep, it's a really fun day. I encourage everybody to come out and try.
And you were recently out. We were again talking out in Salt Lake City.
Yeah, we had employees out there, customers out there, and just sharing. Every time we have an event, we just build more ambassadors for the sport because it's such a fun thing to be able to spectate. And then a lot of the folks also got to try the runs when they were out there after the athletes had gone down. And it's a very cold sport, but just really thrilling to be there and engaging with the athletes and their parents who are just so passionate.
And just we have a couple minutes left. One of the things in the notes prior to the show is that this is one of the fastest growing sports on ice.
It is the fastest sport on ice. So they like to distinguish
it.
It's the fastest sport on
fastest,
ice.
And so absolutely. Because,
so it's faster than bobsled. It's faster than skeleton. Skiing. So skeleton is the head first one.
Oh, okay.
And so, but they're starting at a higher distance, and it's really exciting.
Right.
Yeah.
So, a lot happening and an exciting relationship. Probably, when you got into this role, didn't anticipate you'd be the handling this, have a relationship with the USA Luge team. But a growing sport, one that's exciting, and great to see the local connection.
It's wonderful.
Good.
It's great to be a part of.
Well, Abby, thanks for being with us.
Thanks so much for having me.
Good. And we're going to come right back on our next segment of Chamber Exchange, the TV show.
These days, you've got your hands full in life. That's why we help you bank simply and securely with tools like Face ID and Touch ID. It's why we make it easy to make purchases on the go and get cash back while you're at it. Why we help you quickly deposit checks wherever you are. And it's why we lend a hand with sending and receiving money right from your phone. So even when you're on the move, you can manage your finances. Bank Hometown. Unlock your potential.
Worcester, a city with heart, history, and promise. A hub of innovation in life sciences, education, and healthcare. Home to multi-generational families, first-generation citizens, and next-generation baseball and hockey greats. Home to great parks, world-class museums, theaters, and restaurants. Worcester, the place to visit, to invest, and to call home.